Hey, what is up everybody? Welcome back to a brand new video today here on CodeNamePizza, and in this video I'm going to be showing you guys the full Easter egg tutorial for the brand new zombies map Citadelle Day More on Black Ops 6 Zombies. In this guide I'm going to be showing you all the Easter egg steps you need to do to finish the Easter egg quest, as well as all of the upgrades for the swords as well. If you are only looking for the upgrade to the swords and not the Easter egg quest, I'll leave a link inside of the description, but if you're looking for an overall of everything, stick in this video. So if that sounds like something that you want to see, make sure you click the like button on this video and support the channel by clicking that subscribe button. We're on the road to 1 million. Without further ado, let's do this thing. So the first thing that we need to do is open the map up, and more importantly, we actually need to go over and activate the cannon by cranking the cannon up and then blowing down the door when it's shut. After that main door is now open, of course you can follow all the instructions to go over to Pack-a-Punch. You need to shoot the locks off this crate, kill the special zombie inside of the crate when it comes out, pick up the red crystal and place it in the rift. We'll notice that the Pack-a-Punch machine will now spawn in, and now you need to go over to this area of the map right here where we can speak to Craft. After we've done all of that, you can now start thinking about actually going ahead and making the swords. So we're going to start things off inside of Citadelle Day More on how to get the actual sword itself. It is very, very simple. When you get to round 10 inside of the map, you'll start having zombies that are wearing helmets spawn into the map, and you will have needed to progress through Pack-a-Punch to be able to do this too. Once the helmet zombies are spawned in, you can simply kill them and they will drop a stamp. Once you picked up the stamp, you can go and interact with one of the knights inside of the main room, and that knight will then provide you with a sword. And then each one of these knights can be upgraded to their respected element. The first knight over the left hand side is going to be your lightning knight, and to upgrade this guy it's relatively easy. First things first, you need to go and get dead wire on one of your weapons inside of the game via the arsenal. Once you've got dead wire on that gun, go and make your way over to the left hand side of the map over here where you can shoot this electrical box with dead wire, and one of the lightning rods will drop down that you need for the upgrade of this lightning sword. Pick up that lightning rod. Your next lightning rod is going to be found inside of the quick revive room. Make sure you stay inside of this quick revive room, and eventually we will get a zombie spawned in who is physically holding a lightning rod. Simply kill the zombie and he will drop the rod, and then you can pick it up, and then you have 2 lightning rods for this upgrade. Your final lightning rod that you need to upgrade this sword is going to be located over near the Deadshot daiquiri machine. You'll see it outside of the stables, and it'll be to the left hand side of the machine on the ground. Pick that up, then you've got all 3. Go and make your way up to the upper level of the castle over the left hand side of the cannon, where you can now interact with this urn and place all the 3 lightning rods inside of here. Pull out your sword, and every 10 or so seconds lightning will strike. As long as you are killing zombies, your lightning sword will get the element of lightning on it, and once it does, you need to melee the urn. You need to do this a total of 3 times, and after you've done that for the 3rd time, you can place your sword inside of that urn and it will upgrade it to the lightning sword. Next, we're going to move on to the fire sword. The fire sword is of course located over the right hand side of the main room. So once you've got another stamp from one of the zombies with a helmet on their head, you can go and interact with the first knight on the right hand side of that main room. He'll give you another sword, and this is going to be your fire sword. To upgrade the fire sword, you're going to go and make your way over to the dragon near the Juggernaut machine. You'll be able to place your sword inside of that dragon. There'll now be 3 bonfires inside of the map that you can interact with, and they're all located in the town. You've got one that's actually inside of the spawn room itself. You've got one over the left hand side of the spawn room, and then finally you've got one located just near the cannon. Your job with this is to clear out all the zombies, then interact with the bonfire. The fire element will go onto your body, and then you need to run over to the dragon where you placed your sword. This will deplete your health, so you need to do this really quick. Make sure you avoid zombies while doing so. You can do these 3 bonfires separately, and after you've done all 3, you'll be able to pick up that sword again from the dragon bust, where you'll now be able to have the fire sword. Up next, we will do the light sword. Once again, you need to make sure that you kill another zombie that has a helmet on to get another stamp, then go and interact with the knight on the far right hand side of the room. Once you get that sword, you're now waiting for yellow parasites to spawn into the map. When you get those yellow parasites, take them over to the town area of the map where you can melee them with the sword. Your sword will start glowing yellow, and then you need to melee this door. It's the door with the lion head on. You need to do this 4 times with 4 separate parasites, and after you've got all the 4 symbols on the door, interact with the door and you can enter a new room. Go and place your sword inside of the hilt in that room, and now you'll get 4 symbols that attach themselves to the wall. These are going to be the symbols that are actually located on the hilt itself. You need to shoot these symbols in order. Typically it'll only spawn in the ones that are next in the sequence, so you should be fine, but just make sure you're shooting those in order on the walls and on the roof. After you've done all 4 successfully, you'll be able to get your sword back out, and then you've successfully got the light sword upgraded. Finally, we are going to do the void sword. Once again, kill a zombie that's got a helmet on inside of the map, and he will drop another stamp for you. Go and interact with the left-hand side far knight, and he will give you that sword. Next, you can make your way inside of the alchemy room, or the stamina up room, and you'll see that on one of the shelves inside of that room, you will be able to find a trophy that has a bone on it. The bone will change every game, but before you pick up the trophy, you will notice that it has writing on the trophy. The writing will tell you what star symbol this is. So you can see inside of my game right now that I get Leo, and you need to remember what this is. So remember what name you have on your trophy for the next step. Pick up the trophy and go and make your way into the underground area of the pub right now. You'll now be able to place down that trophy that you picked up earlier actually inside the center of these two circles, and then go ahead and place your sword inside of here as well, and then you can interact with this dial. Using the image that we have on screen right now, you'll be able to enter the two symbols that correlate to the name that you had on your trophy. So inside of my game, I had Leo, so I'm going to be doing an upwards triangle and the Leo symbol, because that is upwards triangle for fire, and Leo comes under fire. So whatever name you had in your game, do that symbol and do the corresponding triangle on the left-hand side of this image. And the two symbols that you're going to be typing in are going to be typed in from the bottom up. So directly from where you've inserted that sword, it's the next two symbols above it, which are the ones that you're typing in, not the ones up top, the ones directly above the sword. Then confirm that, and you'll notice that you'll have orbs coming out of that circle. Your job is to guide those orbs over to the rifts inside of the floor. Your first rift is going to be directly in front of this circle. Then you're going to make your way up the stairs into the pub, where you're going to have your second rift spawn in right near the front doors. Allow those orbs to follow you and make their way into the rift. And finally, your last one is going to be located on the upper floor of the pub. Once again, the rift will open up, and your job is to guide those orbs that are trying to get to you, but get them inside of that rift. After that, follow the orb that spawns in down to where you put your sword in. You'll be able to pick up your sword, and there you go. You have got your upgraded void sword. Now that we've got all of the 4 swords inside of the map upgraded, we can go and make our way over to the pub or the tavern, and you'll notice that on the tables we have these tiny little urns. Now each of these urns are numbered 1 through 6, and you can interact with them to reveal a symbol. You need to write down and memorize that symbol going from number 1 all the way through to number 6. Our locations are on the bar top, near the doors near the front, upstairs on the table, around the back of the bar on the table, and finally there's 2 more tables on the opposite side. After you've got all those symbols, you can go make your way over to the pool room. I like to call it the pool room. It looks like a giant swimming pool, and you'll notice there's a wall that's got a crack on it. As long as you've got the melee macchiato perk, you can melee the wall, revealing a load of symbols and the symbols that you've just got on all of your urns. So shoot the order that you got on the urns from 1 through 6. After you've done that, you'll notice that a red orb comes out of that wall and opens up a secondary wall, revealing a book. Our job is to now go and find 4 pieces of paper inside of the stamina up room. These can only spawn in 1 by 1, so find one, pick it up, and then find the next one. Like I said, we've got 4 to find in total. Then make your way back to that book, where we'll now have 4 different symbols on the book. And we're reading these pages from the left side top, left side bottom, and then right side top, and then right side bottom. And once again, you need to memorize these symbols. These are going to correlate to the traps inside of the map. So if we go and make our way to each room, you'll eventually find a trap on the ground that has that exact same symbol. Once again, reading from that book, the top left, top right, and bottom right. Activate the trap that correlates with the symbol that you are working on currently, and get zombie kills inside of the circle that spawns in. Once you've got enough and the red circle disappears, make your way back to the book, and you'll notice that symbol is now missing, meaning you've done that step correctly. Continue to do this for the extra 3 symbols that you have on the book now, and then once all the symbols are complete, the book will have no more symbols left, and that step will then be 100% complete. Now that you finished the book, you can now move on to your incantations. The first incantation that we can work on is the light incantation, and I strongly recommend that you are holding the respective sword of whichever incantation we are working on. So once again, we're going to start with light sword. With this one, you'll notice that there's a red crystal near Vulturade. We're going to be shooting that crystal, and it will start a beam of light bouncing to the next crystal across the way. Our job is to move the light by shooting shooting the crystal or the mirror behind the crystal to go onto the next crystal in the sequence. You'll notice that we have one infiltrate going across the way, which then goes over to the one on the wall to the left, then into a separate room. Then that one in the separate room bounces on 3 more mirrors, and then finally, once you've got all 3 of them lined up inside of that room too, it will then hit a bust on the table, which will melt down, giving you a brooch. This brooch can then go and be placed actually inside of the sword room itself on a brand new ritual circle that spawned on the ground, where you now need to collect zombie souls. Once you've got enough souls, a chest will spawn in, and you can melee that chest with the light sword, and then you can collect the light incantation. Next, we're going to work on the fire incantation, so make sure you pick up the fire sword. With this, you can either use a charged fire sword, or you can use molotovs. You're going to be lighting 3 bonfires inside of the outside area of the map. There's going to be one over near the speed cola area, one located over near the elemental pops area, and then finally one on the rooftop across the way from the cannon. Like I said, these can either be lit via the upgraded fire sword, or these can be lit with a molotov. After you've lit all 3 of these, a boss zombie will spawn inside of the map, which you then need to kill. And once that boss zombie dies, it will drop a ritual item, which you can then go and place down on the gold circle that is now inside of the courtyard. Once again, place it down, get souls. When it's got enough souls, a chest will spawn. Melee the chest with the fire sword, and you will have the fire incantation. Next, we're going to work on the void incantation, so make sure you have the void sword. We're going to go down the slide that's inside of the sewer. Right near the bottom of the slide, there is a crow. We need to shoot that crow. Once the crow has been shot, it will start flying away. You can shoot it instantly like I do right here, or if you miss it, you can shoot it when it's in the sky. It will drop another relic. You can pick it up. A new gold circle where we're going to collect souls will spawn in that Undercroft pool area. So place down that Raven's Claw relic, get a load of kills. Once you've got enough, once again, a chest will spawn in, melee the chest with the void sword, and you will have the void incantation. And then finally, we're going to do the lightning incantation. So make sure you have the lightning sword. We're going to go inside of the stables area where we can look above the door and you'll see a horseshoe. We're going to shoot the horseshoe and it will drop down to the ground where we can now pick it up. At this point, we're going to go and make our way over to the cannon. Jump inside of the cannon and fire yourself across the map. By doing this, the horseshoe should fly out of the cannon, and then if we go and make our way up to the top of that cannon area again, we should be able to see a storm that's inside of the map somewhere over that side. If we go and make our way over to that storm, we'll notice that there is now an electrified horseshoe that is on the ground that we can pick up. We can then go and place it on the gold circle that spawns inside of the spawn room. Once again, get a load of kills with it. The gold circle will disappear, spawn in a chest, melee the chest with that electric sword, and you've officially got the electric incantation. So now that we've got all incantations, you can make your way over to the wall that's inside of the map near the Undercroft area. It's going to tell you the order that you need for your knights. So remember 1, 2, 3, and 4 and which element that corresponds with it. Go and make your way over to that corresponding elemental knight in the main room, and your job is to use that elemental sword and that elemental incantation on that knight. You're going to do the incantation, and then you are going to do the inspect element of the sword. Do this for each of the 4 knights in the order you saw on the wall, and once you've done this correctly, an orb will spawn in. Pick up the orb and pick up the light sword. You're going to go make your way up to the top of this area where you can now place that orb on the wall. This is going to start a lockdown for the light sword. Your job is to go and make your way inside of the green spheres inside of this area while getting kills with the light sword. You'll notice that certain orbs will then come off when you are getting these kills and actually go and hit the ritual sphere that you placed in the wall. After you've done this long enough and correctly enough and got enough kills, you'll be able to go and pick up that ritual sphere off the wall and go and place it into our next location. And our next location is going to be the fire sword, so make sure you get the fire sword. It's going to be directly out inside of the courtyard. Place down the sphere once again and get a bunch of kills with the fire sword. Once you've got enough of these kills with the fire sword, once again the orb will be full, and go and collect the electric sword, because that's what we're going to work on next. Go and make your way to the spawn area of the map where we can place in the orb once again for the electric lockdown. For this one, you can either use the electric incantation charge on a bunch of zombies and that will feed that orb, or you can use the upgraded electric sword attack as well, and that will once again feed the orb too. Once you've got enough kills with either the electric incantation or the electric upgraded sword attack, the orb will be done. You can collect it, go and make your way down to the Undercroft, but this time with the void sword to get your final amount of kills. But I found this really easy with the void sword incantation. Once again, when there's enough kills that you've got with that incantation or with the upgraded effect of that sword, the orb will be done. You can pick it up and go and place it on the wall that you originally got your elemental sword order from for the knights. This wall will open up. You'll see that there's a part that you can pick up on the table. A ghost will spawn spawn in and give you some dialogue, and then you can go and place that part down at the spawn room on this statue. This is where you are going to go into the boss fight, so make sure you have good weapons. I recommend the GS45 pistols, tier 3, fully pack-a-punched with deadwire AAT, and I also used the Sorgs. But I do recommend inside of our co-op game that I used a rocket launcher, and it was really good. The Sigma tier 3 pack-a-punch. You'll be teleported inside of the boss fight, and this is going to be a 3-tiered boss fight. It's exactly the same basically every single round, except from the lava will get closer and closer to you as you are moving through this boss fight. So like I said, every phase is basically the same. You're going to be shooting him. He's basically a bullet sponge. So just lay into him and get his health down. Once you successfully got his health down enough, he will stop hurting you, and you will just have a load of zombies to survive until he spawns back in again. He will reward you with max ammos each round, and you just have to do this 3 times. Like I said, the lava will get closer to you each time, so just be aware of that. But apart from that, you're done. You have successfully finished the whole of Citadelle Day More. Well done, you absolute legends. There you go. Hope you guys have enjoyed the video. If you have, make sure you absolutely smash the like button on this video right now, and make sure you subscribe to the channel if you are brand new to become the latest member of the Pizza Club. I appreciate you guys watching and listening, and I'll speak to you guys in the next video or the next live stream. Thank you very much for watching, and peace out.